Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about what would my strategy be if I were to do all the things myself. By all the things, I mean the architectural drawing, the structural design, and then the structural detailing or the structural drawing part in AutoCAD. Okay, so if I were to do all of that by myself without any help, then what I would do is do the site plan first, and then I'll do the ground floor, the typical floor, and the roof plan. And right after that, I would have gone for the grade beam, the floor beam layout, grade beam layout, and the column layout. Okay, once those are done, I would go for the structural design and I would design the structure. And once the structure design is finalized, meaning the column dimensions, the reinforcement columns, the beam dimensions, the reinforcement in beams, the slabs are supposed to have the same dimension. I mean the slab thickness, and then the reinforcement inside the slabs. All these things, once those are finalized, then I would come back here, then I would edit the changes in the column layout plan, and then the floor beam layout plan, and then the grade beam layout plan. And according to the change of the column layout plan, I would do the same change in the ground floor and the typical floor plan. Because once the columns are changed here, the column dimensions may change up here as well, which is going to then affect our section drawings. Sometimes it may also cause some changes to elevation drawings. Most of the times it may not, and most of the times it may. It's a 50-50 chance. So, the working drawings will most definitely get affected if the column dimensions change. So another thing I would do that is I will give each and every column a specific block. I'll make each column as a specific block and give a name to that block. For example, I'd name this column as block F1 because it is in the F and 1 grid line, so F1, and then I'd call this column E1. And when the dimension of this column is being changed, what I would do is I would just change the block dimension, the F1 block dimension. This way, all the F1 columns in this layout, and then in the ground floor and the typical floor layout will get changed automatically at once. Okay, and once that is done, I'll come back here and then I'll edit out the walls. I'll think about the architectural plan again. If the column is getting bigger, then I might have to improvise some other features inside this room, or maybe I'll have to reduce some features because the initial planning for this room was done with a different size column, and after the structural design the size is now being changed, so I'll just have to make another decision or something like that. Okay, now another question can come is that why would I just do this once before I move on to structural design? Why cannot I do the elevations as well? Well, of course you can do the elevations, but I would not do that because, as I have said, there is a 50-50 chance that the elevations even might get affected by these changes in the column and beam dimensions. Why I say this? Because let me show you right here. So let's say the elevation is actually dependent on from here to here. This would be the west elevation, I think. All right, so if that's the west elevation, yep, that's the west elevation. So if this and this from here to here, the dimension is actually based on the column. So if let's say the column width is supposed to increase by a little bit or decrease by a little bit, then the elevation, I'll also have to change the elevation here because that is starting from the column. Alright, so that is the risk I do not want to take of changing things again, because I am the one who's doing the architectural drawing, the structural design, so I do not want any repetitive work. Well, there will be some repetitive work, but I would like to reduce the repetitive work as much as possible. That's why I would not do the elevation as well. But if you want to go for it, you can do the elevation. You can do the plan drawings and the elevation drawings and this layout plans, the beam and column layout plans, and they're going to go for structural design. And once the structural design is finalized, come back here, edit the column and beams, and then edit up the plans according to the column locations, and then do the elevation and section and work drawings and all other drawings that are going to be required. Do those. And the thing is that once you finalize the column and beams, all this drawing starting from the ground floor presentation plan to till the place of the section drawings, you only see the effect of the change in columns. You will not see the effect of change in beam dimensions, because these drawings do not show you the beam dimensions, or the beam dimensions are not involved in this drawings. But in the section drawings, if you come to the section drawings, you can see that the beam hangs. This is a hang of a beam. Here there is another hang of a beam. So these beam hangs are actually dependent on the beam dimensions, right? So in that case, all the drawings, still this drawing in the architectural drawings will not be affected by the finalized beam dimensions. Rather, they will be affected by the finalized column dimensions. And once the beam dimensions are also finalized, then the section drawing is also going to get affected, because you can see that there are beams in the section drawing as well, and this section drawing as well. Okay. All right, so that would be my approach. I'm not saying that this is the universally right approach. I'm not saying that you should do architectural plans, structural drawing plans, and then the structural design all by yourself. I'm just saying that if this is the scenario where I am forced to do all these three things by myself, then what my strategy would be to save as much time as possible for me. And yeah, that would be my strategy. I'm just sharing my strategy with you, and this is not the best strategy in the world, or neither is it the worst strategy in the world, but this is my strategy. Okay, and I'm just sharing it. If it helps you, then it'll help you. All right, so that was it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.